Why did you have, like, why you couldn't just think about Dora? Why you couldn't think about Dora and Boots? Why did you have to sit here and say that? Ugh. What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Janiyah Aaliyah, and I am back with another video. If it's your first time here, hi, welcome. I would offer you a seat, but y'all already know only my subscribers can sit down. So if you're trying to get you a seat, then go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. Don't be scared because your feet will hurt, okay? Your feet are gonna start hurting, so I'll wait. Okay, great. So today I'm gonna be telling y'all another story. Yes. So basically, this story is about how I went on a secret trip and got stranded. Yes. So basically, let's just get into it. Okay. So this was about like my senior year of high school. And at this time, like junior, senior year, like, bruh, it is less. Well, I mean, you do have some work to do. I guess it just depends on like what you did your first 2 years, but it's like not as much about doing your work, but more so just like preparing for college. So all I remember my junior and senior year is watching so many college videos, dorm tour videos, taking an SAT like 3 million times to get the same score about 500,000 of those times. And yeah, like literally that's all I did my senior year of high school is watch those videos. And so basically me, college wise, I was just very much undecided. Okay, I was just very much undecided. And so when it came to searching for colleges, originally I was not always undecided. Okay, originally I wanted to go to the biggest, the baddest schools. Okay, not the biggest, the baddest schools, but specifically, you know, I'm from, you know, Georgia, and I wanted to be at UCLA, at USC, at Pepperdine University. Yes, okay, I wanted to be on the west side. But yeah, I wanted to go there. I had a lot of out-of-state schools, like, you know, on my list. I think at that point, like one of my main ones was USC. I mean, not USC, UNC in North Carolina. And so I really wanted to, you know, go there. But I think like midway through my junior year, my dad sat me down and said, "Girl, how you gonna pay for that?" And I was like, "Ooh, okay, we're awake now." So yeah, that was just taken off my list, and I was like, ugh. But yes, so I started looking for other schools, and that was just really, for me, I was just like, ugh, I don't like this. Because for so long, like just throughout high school, I kind of already had in mind which schools I wanted to go to. And so when it came down to it, and they was just like, "Girl, who gonna pay for that?" I was just like, ew, like why would you say that? So basically at that point, I had just kind of had to revamp my whole college search type thing. And I also kind of had to localize. Like I wasn't looking in Georgia, period. Like before that conversation, I was not even looking at any schools in Georgia. I wasn't even looking in the South. I mean, North Carolina is in the Southeast, but other than that, I was not looking in the Southeast area, okay? And when it came down to the whole college search thing, the main thing for me, what I realized was HBCU or PWI. And so y'all, this is just always going to be a debate regardless, but I really didn't care for either. You know, I didn't care for either or. I personally feel like me and my personality would fit better now at a school that's kind of in the middle, you know, like predominantly black white institution, okay? Yes. But so I was just very much, you know, undecided, and at this time I had just kind of started to this was around the time like where you would normally start touring colleges and stuff. And I think I had only toured one at the time. The only college I had toured was like the University of Georgia, because my cousin went there. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it, and let me tell you why. I didn't like it because I feel like the campus just looked very much old, and me, this is just how I am. Judge me if you want, but me just living in the South, when I see old stuff, I just automatically think of slavery, and it upsets me. Yes, it does. And so when I saw them buildings, I was just like, I don't like it here. I'm leaving. Like, no, I didn't want to be there. No. And so that's when, you know, I was talking to my grandma one day, and so, hey grandma. And so she was all for, you know, HBCU. Like, girl, check out the HBCU. Like, basically, like, she wasn't trying to, you know, force me to go to a HBCU or anything. But she was just also like, you know, like, don't choose a college without at least checking it out. Because like I said, I didn't really care for it. So I probably, like, if she hadn't said that, I probably would have went and applied for colleges and probably not applied to any. But at that time, like, I had actually, I think I had started my application for FAMU, and I can't remember where else, and I think I was looking at Tuskegee, so we'll get into that part. And so basically that's when she was like, yeah, you know, I think you'll really like Tuskegee's campus or whatever, like, you should definitely go visit. And I was like, okay, all right, I will. And so basically one day, I think my sister, like, we had been talking about it or whatever, and she had basically just told me, you know, like, okay, well, you know, let me know when you have a day off work, and, you know, we can go. And so of course I'm like, okay, great. And I really, honestly, truthfully, excuse me, I didn't think I was gonna do it. I thought I was gonna flake out, just not text anybody at all, just not go, just let college time get here and just never go to that school, like, don't even look at it. But I think I had a free day or something, and it was just like in the heat of the moment. It was a very impulsive decision. And I basically texted my sister, and I was like, yeah, you trying to go, you trying to ride up to Tuskegee tomorrow? And she was just like, yeah, sure, okay, you know, I'll drive. And like, basically, I'll drive, like, me. And so, of course, I did not mind driving, and let me tell y'all why. Because my sister, and I love her, I truthfully do, but this girl is not the one to travel with. Like, she's a good companion, but sis will get a ticket and forget, and now we on the side of the road. But I think we just had bad luck driving to Alabama in general, but we'll get to that part. And so basically, the day comes, and like I told y'all, at that time I was kind of in between, you know, my mom's house and my dad's house. So that weekend I was at my mom's house, and I think we had told her, like, yeah, we're going to Tuskegee or whatever, and that was it. And so basically the day comes, and it was only like an hour and 30 minutes away. So we driving there, we get there, and mind y'all, this was a very impulsive trip. Nothing was planned. So we get there, they're not even doing any tours, nothing. So basically we're there, we end up having to give ourselves a tour, walk around, don't even know what we looking for, nobody's there, nothing. And so of course at that point I'm just looking like, okay. And this was like, I don't know how long it was ago, but I actually have a vlog of when I went on this tour on my channel, so I'm not gonna talk too much about that. But anyway, so yeah, so we went through the tour, and that was that. So after that, I think as we were like heading out or whatever, we decided to stop and get some food at this American deli that was over there, like right outside the campus. Because, you know, of course, you should really kind of make sure you take the surrounding areas of the campus into account as well, because those are going to be the areas in which you have to drive through to go to the store, and maybe have to stop at the store and whatever. And so basically we go to this American deli, and my sister just starts asking the guy, like, yeah, you know, how is it out here, you know, how's Tuskegee, whatever, like, what's up, like, yeah. And the first thing this boy says is,
well, I mean, a lot of people be dying.
Dying? Like, how they be dying? And he basically was just like, yeah, you know, folks be getting shot. And I'm like, and so I text my mom, I'm like, Mommy, I don't want to die. Like, this boy just told me that people out here be dying. And so my mom was like, girl, people be dying everywhere. And I'm like, oh, you right. You right. People do die everywhere. What? And so, yeah. So at this point, we get back in the car. And now we're headed back home. And so just a little bit of background info. I had to drive there and back because I drive a stick shift. My sister does not know how to drive a stick shift, meaning she couldn't help me drive, which I didn't need any help anyways. It wasn't a long drive. So we're driving back, and as we driving, we on the expressway. We had been on the expressway for a little bit, and then my mind just started wandering. And so mind y'all, I told y'all, I had told my mother that we were going because I was with her. But I did not tell my dad we was going to Tuskegee because I wasn't with him. I didn't feel like, you know, I had to tell him. And so basically, we driving, and I just feel like my conscience just felt guilty at the fact that I didn't say anything to him. And so we driving, and all of a sudden I just start thinking like, ooh,
it would be so crazy if your tire just went flat right now and then your daddy had to come down here and get you.
Not even 5 seconds later, I hear and I'm like, what did I do? And so I look over at my sister. I'm like, Nadia, I think my tire just went flat. She like, what? You lying. Why you say that? And then I look at my dashboard, or my little, the little dash, and the tire pressure light is on. It's on. And so at this point, I'm looking like, oh, why did you have, like, why you couldn't just think about Dora? Why you couldn't think about Dora and Boots? Why did you have to sit here and say that? Ugh. So we pull over to the side of the road, and at this point my sister, I felt good because my sister know how to change the tire, because like I said, traveling with her, we done been on the side of the road a few times, okay? So yeah, so she know how to change the tire. And so basically we go to the little compartment where the spare tire is supposed to be at in the trunk. And literally I used to keep a lot of stuff in my trunk because my little sister would steal my clothes, and so all my special clothes, I would keep them in my car. And so we on the side of the road emptying out my trunk. And at this point, like, we got all my stuff laying on the side of the road, and we go to open the little compartment because at this point I'm just thankful like we didn't find a compartment, because it just felt like we was digging with a shovel. I had so much stuff. And so we finally get it, and we go to open the compartment, and there was nothing there. We opened the compartment, and a fly flew out. Yes, a fly. No tire, no screws, no tools, no jack or whatever. There was nothing there. And so at this point, my sister just looking like, well, dang, what we gonna do now? And I'm like, oh. Because at this point, only thing I can think, I'm like, oh, well, I guess I would have to call my dad and like tell him come bring me a tire or something. But at the same time, we both like, no. Because we know, okay, we gonna call him, tell us to come down here and get the tire, and he gonna whoop both of us on the side of the street. We're both just gonna get beat on the side of the street. So we're just like, ooh, I don't know about that. And so that's when, where we had like stopped on the road at, was like kind of by all these little car dealerships and stuff, and they were still open because it was like the middle of the day. And so we're like, okay, well, let's just, you know, walk to these car dealerships and see if any of them like have your tire. So I take a picture of the tire and we start walking. So we walking. First of all, they looking at us like we crazy. Two black girls in the middle of Alabama, they looking at us like we was finna steal a car. And we just looking like, no, we're just trying to see if you have a tire. And he's like, oh, no tire, blah, blah. So we go all of them. They say no, whatever. And I end up being able to Google a little, I think like roadside assistance company or whatever. So I find a company. I had to go through a few. I had to call a few because a lot of them was saying like, they would need to like tow me to their shop or whatever, and I'm like, no, like just do it on the side. Like, bruh, listen, bruh, like basically they was all saying I would need to first get a tow to their shop and then they have to do it there. But I basically ended up finding, you know, a company where they'll come to you and, you know, change your tire and whatnot. And so basically after that, the thing we was worried about, because we had to wait on him, we like told him what exit we was on and everything, and so we had to wait on him. And that's when my sister was like, but wait, Janiyah, you have rims on your car, and you know, like, you can't, like, there's no way that you can put the rim back inside the tire on the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. So at this point I'm mad, because I'm just like, dang, if I do this, then I'm gonna go home with one different tire or like one different rim, and it's gonna be obvious. So at that point I'm just looking like, and so I called my mom, and oh my gosh, my mama thought it was funny. She thought it was funny. She's like, oh, call your daddy, call your father. And at this point, I'm just hoping she don't do what she did when I got pulled over and called my aunties and everybody across the world before I get to call him. So we didn't call him. We didn't call him, and she didn't call him. So it was okay, good. And so basically, we had both agreed, you know, not to even say anything to him until after the problem is solved, because we're not trying to get beat. And so that's when the guy comes. And so when the guy comes, like, he tells us, like, he just has to, he picked up the spare tire, but he has to like take my tire with him to like the shop to go put the rim in the other tire. So I'm like, okay, cool, like, great. And so he comes, takes my tire off, drives away, and probably about 30 minutes later, he finally gets back, puts my tire on, and then we paid him. And so after that, child, like, I swear, I was just scared. I was scared because, one, I had just got paid, and at that time I was like working like at Wendy's or something, and I think I had just quit, so my pay card didn't work no more or something. But basically I had cash. I didn't have no card, and I didn't have no money for real. But yeah, so basically my sister ended up paying for it, and then I paid her back like the next week or whatever. And then yeah. But anyways, so yeah, that was the story about the time I was trying to go on a secret trip and got stranded on the side of the road. That's what I got. That's what you get, okay? But anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. Y'all already know, smack that subscribe button down below, and I will see y'all on my next video.